Hey y'all, Robin Nicole here with a little bit of an update on Hurricane Florence. Today is Sunday. Um, so yesterday I went back into work. I'm a first responder. Went back into work, stayed there last night. Um, Weird thing. So this is my first natural disaster that I've worked since getting my EMT certification. I just got it in December if you're new to my channel. And so sometimes when natural disasters happen and everyone is kind of called into work, you kind of have all hands on deck or at least extra people around, some weird kind of things happen. So last night I slept in a day surgery room. It was one of the pre-op slash recovery rooms in the hospital because there were just too many EMTs and paramedics at our base. So that is where I slept last night. It honestly wasn't too busy. Only got a few calls. You guys can see I'm back at home now. So Hurricane Florence, before getting to where I'm in the midlands of South Carolina. It did downgrade to a tropical storm. I think we're going on like day 4 now of it being over us. Because the winds are just moving it so slowly. It's been here forever. But I just want to take you guys outside for a bit and show you guys what's going on today. So, welcome to my backyard. As you guys can see, right now it's really not windy at all. And, sorry, I gotta close the door so my dog doesn't get out. But it's really not windy at all. I don't even think I lost any branches off my trees or anything. It has been raining continuously, obviously. It actually is just like barely kind of misting right now. It's not really even raining. But honestly, here in the Midlands, it has not been nearly as bad as all the news crews and everyone expected it to be. I do have a pile of like down branches over there. Those were there when I moved into the house. That is not from this current storm. It looks like maybe I lost a couple branches over here, but honestly, all in all, like nothing bad. Just, a few little steps there, but yeah, we're doing good. Like I said, the now tropical storm Florence, it is still over us, but honestly, like if I didn't look at a radar and know that, I thought for sure it would have completely passed by now. So yeah, I guess some things that I learned from this hurricane, well, one, as a first responder, I have to make sure that no matter what, I'm as much as possible able to make it back to my base when I go home when stuff like this happens. So I did look at different routes of how to get to work, because I do live about 80 miles from work. Where I work is only about 95 miles inland, and where I live is about 175 miles inland from the coast, where they did get hit pretty good. For sure, North Carolina got hit a lot worse than South Carolina did, but most of the state in South Carolina, I'd say, is doing okay. Even the coastal areas, from what I have seen, don't look like they got hit too terribly bad. I believe all of the mandatory evacuations for South Carolina have been lifted at this point. People are allowed to go home. But definitely, like, some things I've learned I would like to pass on to you guys. Well, first off, listen to your state officials. There were, last time I checked, there were 11 hurricane related deaths, and some of them were freak accidents, of trees falling on people's cars, but state officials had told people to stay inside unless they absolutely had to go anywhere. So I was one of the few people out driving in the storm because just because my job, because I am a first responder, and people did a pretty good job for the most part of staying off the roads. Most of the other people I saw out there were all the electric and like lighting companies and stuff trying to get power back on for people, and of course other first responders out there. Um, so that includes the National Guard too. So National Guard, fire, EMS, police. We were all out there. We still are. Right now, I'd still say probably don't go anywhere if you don't have to at this point. The roads honestly aren't too bad, but there is some minor flooding. The rivers throughout Columbia, South Carolina are definitely at or above flood level. Um, I I don't know if I ever saw them. No, they were higher after Hurricane Matthew. Um, but this was, if you guys saw my last video, this was my first time going through a natural disaster since getting a dog. Look at what he's doing over here. But anyways, so I learned that I potty trained him very well. I did get him some of the potty training pee pads so that he could use those, because at one point I did let him outside to go use the bathroom. What are you doing? And there's a strong gust of wind, and he did get all four paws lifted up off of the ground. So after that, I kept him inside for a while, and he kept going over to the door wanting to be let out. He did not want to use the potty pads. So I think, this was the first hurricane of hurricane season. It is like a season in the southern United States. So I think what I'm going to do next time, I've seen a lot of people do this before, is just go to, a dollar store or something and get a kiddie pool and fill it up with some dirt and some grass and see if he'll be more willing to go in that than the puppy pads. I thought he was young enough that he would still instinctively go to them, but I guess I potty trained him really well, because he would have much rather gone outside than used those. It was difficult at times to keep him away from the windows, of course. He's a very curious puppy. He's 9 months old. He wanted to see what was going on outside. So I think something that I will do before the next hurricane is I'll probably move some furniture around to make it harder for him to get right up against the windows. Just in case, a branch or something hits the windows and comes through. You just never know. So yeah, and like I said, it honestly wasn't too bad. It was expected to be a Category 4 when it made landfall. It ended up only being a Category 1. And like I said, I'm in the Midlands. I'm about 175 miles inland from the coast. And so it was a tropical storm by the time that it hit where my house is. Like I also said, it is still over us. We're probably going to get more rain for the next 24 hours or so. There are expected to be some winds that are supposed to push it out of this area tomorrow. So hopefully that's true. But all in all, it hasn't been too bad. But the thing is, this is the first hurricane of hurricane season. And so whatever kind of damage happened here is just going to kind of increase exponentially over the next couple months as we get more hurricanes. Definitely make sure. I ended up not even getting into my stash of hurricane snacks because my power never went out. I was very fortunate that my power never went out. So I still have all mine, and so what I plan on doing, I pretty much used everything that was in my fridge and freezer. So I'm going to keep all of this stuff stored up and I'm going to keep my bottled water stored up for the next hurricane, and I'm going to go shopping and get some fresh produce and stuff to have in the coming days. But yeah, I just want to give you guys a little update. like I said, in the Midlands, it really didn't hit us that bad. Rivers flooded. It's really interesting. There's a lot of roads that usually kind of get um, hit pretty bad with flash floods, and there really wasn't any flooding. I mean, we get worse flooding during afternoon rainstorms most of the time than we got in the 4 days of this hurricane being over us, so it really didn't even bring that much water to us. Definitely, the effects were not as bad as expected. But also, I don't want to let my guard down and say, oh, like Florence wasn't that bad, so the next one won't be that bad, because you just never know. So I always want to keep my guards up, always, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, which is really what happened in this case. I think everyone thought it was going to be a lot worse than it was, and of course, places on the coast did get hit very bad. But where I'm at, we hardly had anything. I mean, we did have some heavy rain at times and some strong winds, but for the most part, it's been pretty calm. Like right now, it's not raining at all. It's not windy at all, but it is still over us according to the live radars. But yeah, go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. Hit the bell notification to go ahead and make sure you adjust your notifications to get notified next time I upload a new video. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, leave me some comments down below. I love to hear from you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.